Well, hello there. I'm Ellen Johnson, and I am the host of Needlepoint TV, and I'm delighted to be here with you this morning. I'm popping in. Usually, these episodes of Needlepoint TV are pre-recorded, but today I have a really exciting surprise to announce, and I wanted to do it in person. So here I am, and I hope you're having a great day. I have some notes here. I want to make sure I don't forget anything. So let me also go over here and make sure that I can see comments. If you can see me and hear me okay, make sure that you give me a thumbs up because that's always super helpful. I'd never want to keep going unless I know for sure that everything is in good working order. So also make sure you tell me where you're from because it's always great fun for me to see who's with me and where you're watching from. So again, Happy New Year. Thanks for being here with me. All right, Melissa says hello. I'm so glad to see her and Bev and Deborah. So great. This is good. All righty. So everything is in good order, Diane says. So we are good to go. All right. So for those of you who are new to my world, again, I'm Ellen Johnson, and I have been teaching needlepoint for the past 18 years. I've also been teaching needlework for well over 25 years. So I am a lifelong stitcher, and it is truly a joy to be able to come here to our YouTube channel and to our Facebook page and share my love of needlepoint with you every single week. So again, thanks for being here with me. I mentioned a few minutes ago that we have something special to announce, and it's something that I've been thinking about doing for a little while, especially after our last event that we had in the fall where we did the 15-day stitch challenge. Well, I guess I'm just going to have to go ahead and just spill the beans. So we're going to do another stitch challenge. The stitch challenge is going to begin on January the 25th, and it'll run for 5 days. So this one isn't going to be as long as the one that we did in the fall. This one will be only a 1-week challenge. And what I'm going to be doing is sharing with you some of the stitches that I think are the most important stitches that needlepointers need to know how to do if you want to use canvas embroidery stitches to embellish your canvases to make them have additional depth and texture and visual interest. So the way to join me for this, it's absolutely free. So we'll call it a Happy New Year gift. So it's absolutely free, and it will, like I said, begin on January the 25th. And I have the best way to, let me go over here and pull this up. The best way to get all the details is to go to, if you don't get my weekly emails, go to our website and click on the link that says connect at the top, or the button that says connect at the top, or you can just type what's in the little bar down below to go straight to that page so that you can sign up to get our weekly emails, because we'll be opening registration for this a little bit later this week. It'll be, I think, Thursday or Friday is our go-to date. So people who have signed up for our weekly emails will be the ones that will get the first information. That'll be the first place that we'll be sharing that information. So you'll know for sure that you have your spot secured. At this point, we don't have a limit set on how many people are going to be able to participate. If you are a member of the Stitchers Club, or if you've been through my Needlepoint Made Easy course, of course, come on and join us. This is going to be something that's going to be a lot of fun for everybody. If you're brand new to needlepoint, this is also something that's going to be great for anybody of any skill level, because the stitches that I'm going to be sharing with you are among those that beginning needlepointers, particularly those people who are newer to using canvas embroidery stitches, these are going to be some among the first stitches that you're going to want to learn and master. So like I said, it's a great opportunity for everybody to be able to join in on the fun. It will be hosted on Zoom, so you don't have to have a Facebook account to be able to participate. And so what we'll do is, I haven't got the time scheduled yet, but it will be during the daytime. However, we will have the recordings available for those of you who sign up to participate, so that you can catch the replays if you have a 9 to 5, or if you happen to have a conflict on one of the days. So like I said earlier, it'll run for 5 days, January 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, and 29th, Monday through Friday. And I'll be sharing stitches with you that you can use to embellish your canvases. And there are a few things I'm not going to spill the beans on just yet, but of course, yeah, there's, as I tell all of my followers, we always like to include what I call lagniappe, which is just a little something extra, a little something special for people who are in our circle of friends in our community. So let me hop back over here and see if there are any comments or questions about anything. I see, oh, we've got Sherry and Ruth and Maureen and Linda. Goodness gracious, we've got lots of folks who are here with us. So it's great to, again, be here with all of you. If you have questions, do go ahead and type them in the comments box, because I'm happy to answer those for you. This particular broadcast is going to be the episode of Needlepoint TV for today. So, you know, we won't have an additional one that'll be published later. Of course, our emails go out on Tuesdays, so you'll be getting an email today. But also, if you're on our weekly email list, you will be getting another email a little bit later this week, giving you the go-ahead to go ahead and sign up for the free workshop that I'll be doing the last week of January. So super exciting. And, you know, I know that it's always a fun time, the first of the year, to learn some new things. And I thought, well, you know, this is a great time to, you know, to just dive in and let's have some fun with some stitches and learn some new things, and maybe use some of the stitches that you already know if you're familiar with the ones that I'll be teaching. And I'm not going to tell you what they are, but if you you might learn some new ways to use those stitches. So I definitely will be sharing threads that you can use to get different effects. So all kinds of fun stuff coming down the pike for you. So no, Evan, the videos will be up. I think what we've tentatively said, I believe February 4th is the last day that they'll be up. So they will be up for that week of the challenge, and then for a few days after that for people to have the opportunity to catch up. But just because we do have limited space that we can store recordings, we do have to take those down so that we have room for other recordings that we do inside of the Stitchers Club and inside of Needlepoint Made Easy to live. So anyway, we will keep them up for a few extra days, but they will disappear on February 4th. So that's a great question. So great question, Belinda. Could you tell us what supplies will be needed? So if you have a preference for what kind of canvas you work on, and when I say that, I'm talking about the different size mesh that is available. Of course, you have all different kinds of canvas and different sizes of mesh, but the two most common are 13 and 18 count, particularly when you're working with painted canvases. So my suggestion would be to choose the one that you like to work on the most. If you want to have a 13 mesh canvas, that's going to, of course, be easier to see because the holes are bigger, only 13 stitches per inch, as opposed to 18 mesh canvas where you have 18 stitches per inch, per linear inch. So whichever you're most comfortable using, I would suggest having a piece of canvas that is approximately 8 inches by 8 inches. That's the size doodle canvas. And let me see if I've got one here. Of course, probably not. No, wait, hang on, I do. So let me grab it really quick. So this is a doodle canvas, and I know I have the top marked. Here it is. Okay, so this is what I call a doodle canvas. This is just a blank piece of canvas that I've actually drawn off into little boxes so that I can practice different stitches. The reason I drew this off in boxes, you don't have to draw it off in boxes if you don't want to, because I have one of those too. Hang on. Let me grab it. So this is a doodle canvas. It only has one stitch on it, but you don't have to mark the canvas off if you don't want to. Of course, you can if you want it to be, if you want to fill up an entire area with that stitch to get some extra good practice. That's the reason I draw off boxes like this, is so that I do have a designated space that I can use to fill with a particular stitch. It also gives you good practice on compensation if that's something that you feel like you need to practice. So for those of you who have not done much in the way of working with canvas embroidery stitches, there is this thing called compensation, and that is where you have to make the stitch fit into a specific space. Now, we'll say we're not going to be going into compensation because that's a whole nother animal. We're just going to be learning some different stitches and talking about some different threads and different ways that you can use those stitches. But for sure, there will be opportunities for you to practice a variety of different stitches using a variety of different threads. I like an 8x8 canvas. I kind of went down a rabbit hole there, but to bring it back, I like to have an 8x8 canvas for my doodle canvas because it's easy to stick into a bag if I want to take it with me somewhere. It's very portable, and it's also a good size for putting on a lap stand or a tabletop frame, or stand rather, if you have that, or you can just hold it in your hand. It's not too big so that it's going to be cumbersome to work on. So a piece of canvas that's, you can make it whatever size you want, but my recommendation is 8 inches by 8 inches. And then stretcher bars to put that on. That's what this is mounted on. You can see on the back, this is a stretcher bar frame. So the stretcher bar frame, this is what they call a mini stretcher frame. That's because the pieces are, let me get the camera right. The pieces are narrow. There also is available just a standard. So wait, there we go. It's hard to get it lined up. So you can see that this frame is thicker than this one. So I don't know if I can, yeah, you can see pretty well that this one is definitely smaller than this one. So that means this one is lighter weight. And it's also the well, that this is what you call the well, or at least it's what I call the well, so that when you're going to anchor your threads on the back side, it's not as deep, so you don't have to you don't have as much trouble when you're working close to the edge as you do when you've got a deeper well like this one. Now, some people also, and I guess I'm getting a little ahead of myself here, but I will go ahead and say this, because you can stitch either in with the canvas mounted on top like this, or you can stitch and let this be the top, so that you could you could say, okay, so I'm going to stitch my stitches in here, and then when I flip it over, I'm going to sink my tails or bury my tails on the back side. And there you don't have to worry at all about this frame being in your way. So it's personal preference for you, but an 8 by 8 inch frame, tacks to attach your canvas with, scrap thread. You can use anything out of your stash. You don't have to have any kind of particular thread, although I would recommend getting a variety of different kinds, because different stitches stitch up differently with different kinds of threads. So my suggestion would be to to pull some that are of different textures, different fiber bases or fiber types. Pull some, if you have some over-dyed threads, get those out. You don't have to have, obviously, a full skein of anything. This can be leftovers from different projects. But if you want to use this as an opportunity to get some different threads, in the email that you'll be getting from me, I'll share the details of some different types of threads that I would recommend that you try and get your hands on. So, all right, let me see if there is anything else that anybody has a question about. All right. So Beverly, great. Beverly says, sounds like fun. I think it's going to be a great experience. Of course, there's nothing I love more than anything, or more than, what's the best way to put this? How do I say this? There's nothing I love more than sharing my love of needlepoint with all of my followers. And we'd love to invite new people to join us too. If you've not been in the Serendipity Needleworks world before today, or whenever you happen to be watching this, welcome to the family, because the way I look at it, the more the merrier. The more people we can get stitching, the better the world will be, because I truly love needlework of all kinds, but particularly embroidery and needlepoint. Those are my two first loves. I do dearly love doing both of those things, hobbies I've had since I was a child, and that I anticipate carrying with me into old age. So truly a lifelong hobby. And so that's the big announcement. The big announcement is, again, we're going to be having a challenge. We'll call it the 5-day stitch challenge, just for lack of creativity there. But anyway, we'll call it the 5-day stitch challenge. We're going to be going over a variety of different canvas embroidery stitches that you can use to embellish your needlepoint canvases, to add visual interest and texture and dimension and depth and all those fun things to them, to make them look, really to transform them into 3-dimensional pieces of fiber art. The challenge begins on January the 25th. If you would like to join the challenge, then the best suggestion I have for you is to make sure that you're on my weekly email list, and you can sign up for that by making sure that you go to that address that's in the bar on the screen that you see. You can also go to the Serendipity Needleworks website and click on the button in the navigation bar that says Connect. And there is actually, I think on the home page of the website, on the right side, there is a place for you to sign up for our weekly emails there too. So thanks for being here with me. If there aren't any other questions, let me scroll and make sure there aren't. Oh, wait, Lucy does have a great question. What are the best books to get for needlepoint Okay, so Lucy, if you're still here with me, are you asking the best books to get for stitches or the best book for needlepoint, period? Because there is a difference, because you will find that there are books that just have stitches in them, and then there are books that have basic information about needlepoint and then stitches as well. So there is a book by a lady named Jo Christensen, and I think her middle name, I think it's Joe Ippolito Christensen, and it's called The Needlepoint Book. And it is truly, truly, I've called it the Needlepoint Bible for years, and I think other people probably do too. It's something that is a resource that you would want to have in your library as a stitcher, because it's very comprehensive. It includes basic information about needlepoint, but it also includes some decorative stitches in the back. I shouldn't say some, it includes a bunch of decorative stitches in the back. So you have a lot of great information there. And in addition to that, there are lots and lots and lots of books that are just specifically for stitches. Sandra Arthur has a wonderful series of books called The Shapes of Needlepoint, one of my all-time favorites. You can also get two of her books on the I guess it's in the App Store. They volumes 1 and 2 are also available as apps for your iPhone if you have an iPhone for your mobile device. So those are some really great books. I think it's genius the way she came up with, really she's classified stitches or created a library of stitches. That the first book is, I think it's circles, squares, triangles, and rectangles. So a host of stitches that you can use in those shapes on your needlepoint canvases. And then the other volumes have other kinds of shapes that you can find on canvases and stitches that you can use for those shapes. So again, like I said, I think that was just genius. I just am in awe of Sandy for coming up with that, and she's a marvelous teacher too. She's really, really, she's very gifted. So one of my dear, dear friends. And then there is another series of books by a teacher named Carolyn Hedge Baird. She has oodles of stitch books. Carolyn has some really, really great books too. And I'm trying to think, of course, right now, Mary, and I'm probably going to butcher her name. So Mary, if you happen to see this, forgive me. Legal It. It's the Whimsical Stitches books. And in fact, I think she has a new book that's coming out this month, if I'm not mistaken. So all of those books are really good books if you're looking for stitch books. But truly the best book, in my opinion, for getting started with needlepoint as a hobby is either going to be the Needlepoint book by Jo Christensen, or the Royal School of Needlework has a book on canvas work, which is a really good reference too. It's not as in depth about needlepoint as we know it here in the States, but it's still a good reference tool for you as well. So hope that helps. And let's see. Oh, Anne, it's great to see you too. I'm so glad you're here with me. Thank you for popping in. It's always a joy to see. This is one of the things I love doing Needlepoint TV as a pre-recorded thing, because it gives me the opportunity to, cut out any of the ums and uhs and the things that are not quite so professional. But I miss being here with you all live. So look for more live get-togethers here on our YouTube channel and on our Facebook page. And of course, we also have our free Facebook group called the Serendipity Needlework. It's just Serendipity Needleworks, but it's a group. It's a free group on Facebook. So, all right, I have chatted long enough. Lucy, I think I did answer your question. So thank you all for being here with me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Don't forget to sign up for our weekly emails to get all the details on how you can join me for the 5-day stitch challenge that starts on January the 25th. Again, not the most original title, but hey, what can I say? We're going to have more than enough fun to make up for it. So have a terrific day. Until next time, happy stitching. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.